So yeah, you remember when I said I was making my Trackmaster engines more accurate to the television show, basically? Well, this is what I was talking about. Hello everyone, this is my custom spotlight, and today we're going to be focusing on the 5 accurate Steam Team engines. Specifically Gordon, Edward, Henry, Percy, and James. Now you may be asking, I thought you said you did more than this. Well, if I didn't, then that's true, but here's the thing. I decided to put every character into some categories. So I'm going to put the Steam Team engines that I customized and made them more accurate into this video. So today, this video is going to be basically about talking about all the things I did to make my Trackmaster engines from the Steam Team more accurate. The first engine we're going to be looking at is our number 2, Edward. Now, all I did for the tender basically is like make it look like he has coal. Kind of overreacted on it a little bit, but still kind of looks accurate enough. Still, I'm still gonna be working on this back of the engines of the tenders basically, but until then, this is all you're gonna be getting from my first custom spotlight of the engines fronts, basically the front back enders or something like that. Basically, all I did with Edward was like I forgot to add some details around the metal bars, those silver ones. They're black in this on Edward's smoke flecked things near his funnel, basically around here. Still, you get the gist of it. Basically, that's nothing changed. Here's basically what I did. Because I have weird brushes and I use like water paint, I basically had to surface around it to make sure it didn't get all on the edges or on the tank sides. This didn't take that long to make accurate, although you can see it didn't cover all the red like usual paints do. But how could you deal with water paint, basically? I have to literally be careful of what I touch with the water paint. This is my problem with water paint. It just doesn't stick in properly. It sticks on, but once you put your finger texture on it, just a little pinch of it, you don't even have to put that much pressure on it. It literally comes off easily. Basically, I just did something interesting with that word. Nothing that interesting. Okay, next. Anyways, we're down the side. Here's Henry. Didn't do anything different with him and his Tinder as well. All I did was do the same thing, basically. Now these areas are kind of sophisticated to do, considering that the running board's supposed to be white around this edge. But since I have very bad hand movements, I really kind of messed up. But it still looks kind of good, on both sides. So it looks a little more clear, but still, look at my gist. Next engine, our number 4. Now our number 4 got a little bit of an extra update. The tender didn't get that much changed, but I did manage to give Gordon a few hints. Although you can see his couplings in a little inaccurate, but still, I'll be fixing that, and you won't be able to. And I won't be doing a custom spotlight on the updates I did on these engines, so don't expect that. But basically the same thing with Gordon, basically. And this was harder than I ever expected with Gordon as well. Now the blue splotches of paint around the edges. I noticed that there was some gray marker on it, so I tried to block it up. Then my thumb got in my way, and it literally scraped it off. So you can see there's a little bit of gray there. You may notice it more in the collab parts, since I'm redoing the whole thing. Since my Timothy is a little bit different. And by that, you'll have to see my next custom spotlight. Alright, enough about that. Next, we're going to James. James, the classic red engine. Now, James, he's kind of a difficult engine, so I'm going to move Percy out of the way. Now, for his tender, I'm going to focus on this a little sooner, but I made his lining a little more firmer. This 5 is kind of the same. Same with the coal. But you can see it's more bolder with the black area around there than it was don't believe I did here in the back, especially. I added lining from the back, basically. Nothing new, just added. I usually some things I use the paint with, but sometimes I use a Sharpie so I can like make it so I can be more precise. Because I'm more, you should say like more relaxed with the Sharpie. Although it is not removable, so I should be feeling different emotions about it. But still, I didn't really make it that accurate as usual, but still, it's kind of cool. Anyway, enough about Tender. Motor, nothing changed much. The backs of all the Tender engines basically have blackage because I wanted to make them look as accurate as possible for this collab. Look at it. He looks super interesting. I tried to make him look as good as possible. You may see on some that I tried to squeeze in the paint around edges. You can really tell on James, he really does not look good on his fenders, especially on the black areas where they're supposed to be black. They're whitened because I wouldn't take the audacity just to wipe or like paint over it. Because I've done that plenty of times in the past, and let's just say it never goes planned. As you see here, I use a gray Sharpie to paint to mark color that over on both sides. I had to black that out, or like as you see here, around here I used a little bit of red paint on it. You may not see that well because of the way my camera is. Okay, you may be able to see a little bit of black splotches on darker edges of it, but if you can see the black edges, that basically states that it's painted. Around here, you may notice that that gray area is a little covered in around with grayness. That's because I was trying to color it, and this marker I'm using is kind of a bad one. It's kind of like a pen, sort of. When you press it down, it gives you more ink. And this is my problem, basically. Whenever I press it down to get more ink, it always splishes around. So I have to, like, color it up. Then it gets all over places where I don't want it to be. Then it's like, it's just ridiculous. Anyways. Alright. Finally, this first custom spot laid up. My technical second, here's Percy. Now, his as you see with Percy, his running board's kind of a messy sort, so well as around here. That's because in the past when I did this area, it kind of had a sploosh of gray on there, so I covered it up with some green paint, and it gets to be splooshed around there when it didn't need to. And as you see, I marked it around there. Yeah, this is not my best reputation of Percy, especially with the Percy. It's like really bad. As you see, I made that symbol there more accurate on both sides, basically. The fenders around there look more accurate down there. I had to gap that through. If you like around there, you see I tried to gap it through. It really does not look that good. Percy's one of my bad examples because if you notice, I had placed lots of black dots. That's because when I first had this Trackmaster 2 Percy, I decided to make it like accurate to the show in its prior time, so I decided to make it more divoty. You see how that went with that as well. That's really didn't go as planned, but you can never respect everything. The paint in question is kind of a darker green, kind of like the same I used for like the Great Race Thomas that had paint splattered, had damage on it, and also had the jump damage from it still. Anyway, didn't do much with everything else, just basic stuff. And these pistons with Percy, I didn't custom them in, as well as Henry, Gordon, and James. Wait, James doesn't have that. You know what, never mind. James does not have that. Only Gordon, Henry, and Emily have that. As well as I think Nia and Rebecca. But I don't know. It's just something I don't really want to add. But as you can see, with a different custom I made, and with some other things I added to it, it's kind of really ridiculous how I made them. But anyway, let's conclude this video right now by saying this is all I have so far. But don't despair for this video. Basically, this is not all I made. I made these 2 days ago, like last night. Technically, this is 2 days ago. That was 2 days ago when I made these two. And a lot of things have changed during the time I made these. Like, these were made technically 2 days ago by the time you're watching this video again. And I'd like to hear everyone's opinions about these guys, as well as every other custom I made in future videos. But in my opinion, I think these look amazing. Possibly not the best, but they are perfect for the collab. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing for now. I'm going to be starting to unfluff my editing. As you see with some scenes, I'm going to like some stuff, I'm not even going to spoil it for you guys. I'm going to keep you guys spoiled so you can wonder what I'm talking about here. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the next custom spotlight, which will be, here's some hints, a dark green engine who works at the dump, a white, no, not white, that would be too specific, a lighter green tank engine, two twin engines, and well, the two green engines are going to be in a separate video, as well as the two twins. I'm going to be doing another custom spotlight on another tree gain that you may remember, but with one of them, it's going to be really changed. I wonder if you can guess it. And to end off our conclusion to my customs that I made, I'll be ending off with a surprising character, shall we say, and it may surprise you all. Well, hope that will give you any confirmation of what I'm talking about. Hopefully you'll understand in the future, but for now, this is Cars Gene saying to you all, peace.